Sports professor Rick Horrow, and you're on the record. AI, sports, who knows where it's going? Tons of congressional hearings and tons of other issues. And at the end of the day, we need somebody to make some sense out of where it is in sports and at all levels. Sharyn Outtrim, co-founder and CMO of Praxis AI and a veteran architect of fan-first experiences. Over 3 decades, she led revenue-driving experiential programs for the NFL and others, spanning 600 plus live events, Super Bowls, NCAA, NFL, and championships, Olympics, PGA championships, and others. And as a connector of human experiences and champion of human potential, co-founded Field Experience in 2019 to blend online learning with real-world work experiences for workforce development. And this is a next logical extension. So everybody talking about AI, and not too many people know what they're talking about, but everybody absolutely curious that it's going to change the way the industry looks. Well, let's talk to someone who really knows, or at least can predict, Sharyn Outtrim. But first of all, thank you for joining.
Anytime.
And tell us a little bit about your AI current experience.
I would say first I was a customer of Praxis AI, then a strategic partner, and I saw the value. I've been involved with AI now for about 2 years. Praxis is a secure middleware that delivers digital experts in any environment. We're human first. I'm the human touch. My co-founders are the high tech. And currently we've got probably about 800 digital professors at universities like Notre Dame, Alabama State University, Clemson, and the outcomes are phenomenal. We're expanding out of higher ed.
All right, tell us a little more. So the professors at higher ed, and they touch the company. How do they distribute? What do they do with it? What's so special?
It goes into their learning management system,
Okay.
whether it's Canvas or Brightspace or what have you. So it's behind their guardrails. They have uploaded their curriculum, their textbooks. We have a patent pending on our IP vault. None of the information goes out to the large language models. We also have a proprietary algorithm, so their personality, but they can create whatever character they want, and we call it the platform of 1,000 dials. And then the students can set up their personal experience as well. And over the 3 years that it's been out there, we're finding incredible outcomes. Professors are getting 100 hours back a semester. Students' grades are going from C's to B's to A's. And office hours have become always hours.
Interesting concept. And then, not to cut your teeth, but I remember you discussed in your bio in 2019 the co-founding Field Experience to blend online learning with real-world work experiences for workforce development. Again, the whole world, a precursor to AI, but certainly the connection.
Yeah. So the premise there was you got to learn human skills. Then we airdrop these students into large sporting events because it's chaotic like the real world and unpredictable. And it was really geared initially for athletes that couldn't do full internships. It was micro internships. And that's when I met Praxis AI. So we became strategic partners. So now we've really collaborated into one organization.
So the whole premise of the end product is mega events in essence, or at least teaching people the skills on how to handle the frenetic day-to-day of mega events.
For Field Experience, yes. For Praxis, it's really elevating your human potential, elevating human connection, and it's the digital component of it.
So, your resume is enthralling with the 600 plus live events, including the Super Bowls and NCAA championships, the Olympics, PGA championships, and the like. It is a special skill to be around special mega events, and now they're almost more important than ever because it is real live appointment viewing. Television carries the day, economic impact through the charts. Do you think the organization of these big events is easier or harder than it was, let's say, 20, 30 years ago?
I definitely think it's harder. It really, when I was with the NFL and 9/11 happened, that was a pivotal time, not just in sports, but in the way we conduct ourselves and how we move through events. Since then, with COVID, it's new challenges, but um, sports is resilient, as are coaches and players. And I think there are new challenges, but it's also, dreams that you might have had years ago that you couldn't do because you didn't have the technology can be done today.
Is it more efficient, let's say, as Atlanta and 10 other U.S. cities and Canada and Mexico playing for the World Cup next year? Is it more efficient? But the FIFA is demanding much more than they used to demand. It's not just a one and done. So at the end of the day, it's a situation where you have to have an ability to put together and standardize and work on a process that's a lot more technical, a lot more interrelated, security and all of those issues. So does it yield more economic return today? Is it easier to put together, as I said, but in another context? What's your thought about event development in 2025, 2026?
I think event development, if we get to the point we are starting to of learning best practices from previous events and things that didn't go well, and creating a knowledge repository that the different cities that are hosting have access to, you can get in front of a lot of things that you may not have thought of before. From the outside, you've got so many different media streaming channels and ways you can experience and consume the sports.
And so uh, obviously, just returning back to the theme that of AI, which is dominating a lot of the landscape, are we afraid of AI? Are we realizing how significant the potential could be if it's in the right hands? Given the fact that you're around it every day, what's your take on it?
Before I was around it, I didn't really know what it was. And you've got the two camps: the it's going to kill us, or it's going to elevate
Right.
us. And I think tomorrow depends on what we do today. And I became a co-founder of Praxis AI because it is human first, ethical. And I think if we take that component and we really keep the human privacy and the human IP at the forefront of what I'm doing in I think it's definitely elevated my own human potential, and I see that it's elevating others as well.
All right, so let's talk about the human potential, not of the human race, but more than just you and a few other people. The more uses and more monetization opportunities for AI, does that mean we have more guardrails, or does it mean it's harder to control?
You need guardrails.
Right.
You need guardrails because what we've found is AI is so young, but it evolves so quickly, and our own AI digital twins and experts are teaching us some things that we didn't know that they could do. So it's being really in tune with it, and everything we do is has guardrails. But there are a lot of companies out there that don't have that sort of middleware between the human user and the outcome, and what is real, what is AI. And there are some amazing companies out there that are focusing on making that differentiation. When we don't have that differentiation, we don't know if what we're seeing and experience is real. So I look at it as another media form, and we know it is media
Yeah.
as well.
Do you think that the regulation that'll create the guardrails will uh, catch up, stay ahead of those that are trying to be either unethical or first to monetization on AI and maybe not have the ability to control it? Do you think that's a problem? Do you think that's a risk?
I think everything is a risk on the human interaction, who's leading the charge. But I think with regulations, I think they're needed. I think even the average user, or muggle as I call myself, I need to understand AI. I need to understand how to use it.
Yeah.
And so does everyone else.
So does everyone else. What is next? Where is AI 10 years from now?
I think AI is a complement, and I am an AI optimist, is a complement to what we are. I think it will solve a lot of issues for people with disabilities. I think even for my own self, it's elevated my thinking and my writing and my strategy. And I'm hoping that it's going to allow us to collaborate more and get rid of silos, whether they're within an organization or they're across the world.
Well, AI certainly in the next foreseeable future needs someone kind of protecting the integrity of the industry like you, Sharyn. So really, really appreciate it. Sharyn Outtrim, co-founder, CMO at Praxis AI. Rick Horrow, sports professor. Speak with you soon. You're on the record, ready for Super Bowl, finished with CFP, NHL All-Star, and on and on and on. It only gets bigger. So let's look at opening drive 1 through 5. Number 1, Super Bowl 60 set for February 8th. The Seattle Seahawks ranked 19th at $7 billion net worth, according to the CNBC study, at $638 million in revenue. And the Patriots at number 5, $9.25 billion, $789 million. Of course, these are irrelevant numbers because the Allen family and the Kraft family have no intention of selling. That's what makes this even more intriguing. But if you want to buy a piece of an NFL franchise, you can do it as of last August, as long as you're a pre-qualified institutional investor and you're willing to settle with a minority, non-voting, passive set of shares up to 10%. 6 teams are available per deal at a 3% cap. At the end of the day, the average franchise value at $7.6 billion. So if you want to spend $760 million for 10%, knock yourself out. But at the end of the day, the NFL clearly very important investment, and it only gets bigger after the over 127 million viewers expected for Super Bowl 60 and beyond. Number 1. And number 2, WNBA 44-game season beginning May 8th, but not so fast. The players want a 30% share of league revenue and a cap that exceeds $1.3 million a share with their share opportunities. The 2025 Supermax was $250,000. You can tell the difference. $1.5 million one side, $10.5 million another. There's a lot at stake, but the sides are far apart, and the clock is running. Number 2. Number 3, top 20 football clubs hit a record 12.4 billion euros in revenue, according to Deloitte's Money League study, up 11% from last year. 1.2 billion in revenue. Real Madrid, including about 600 million from commercial activities alone, ranking among the top 10 clubs, and the revenue near 1.2 billion. The global branding, multi-use stadiums, expanded opportunities, and newer leagues and World Cup synergies, it's only getting bigger. Number 3. Number 4, the NCAA opens the door for jersey patch sponsorships across Division I. They approved a policy which will allow schools to sell space on uniforms for ads, equipment, and apparel beginning August 1. Conference championships, teams will be permitted one more commercial logo on uniforms 4 square inches. So 3 new 4 square inch sponsor logos per team for regular competition and conference championships, formally turning jerseys and equipment into structured ad inventory for Division I schools when they really need it regarding player payments. That's number 4. Number 5, FIBA Europe says Real Madrid is in direct talks to become the first NBA Europe club, along with teams from Lyon and Istanbul and others. They missed their soft deadlines for remaining in their respective leagues, but $1 billion and $500 million are the two numbers bandied about for expansion franchises. The teams currently lose $20, $25, $30 million with no appreciable asset to be named to do the benefits of that loss. Real Madrid in direct talks, franchise fees up to $1 billion. NBA Europe is already reshaping the financial logic for Europe's elite basketball brands. Clearly, things that have focused on over the last couple of weeks. Next, 5 to watch. Number 1, CFP numbers are in, and across the full 11-game playoff, Average viewership finished at about 16.3 million, 4% increase from last season, despite the early round viewership, which was not good. But the average of 30 million viewers for Indiana, Miami, 33.2 million peak, 36% jump from last year. The confirmation is a compelling championship matchup, still overcomes any other liability, and let's watch how quickly 12 turns to 16. That's number one. Number two, UFC scraps the Johnson-Hernandez bout at UFC 324 after suspicious betting activity. The Saturday card was set to begin, and then the fight was flagged for suspicious betting activity. Dana White confirmed at the post-fight news conference the cancellation stemmed from alerts by the promotion's gaming integrity partner about irregular wagering patterns, and White saying the promotion didn't want to deal with another controversy after past incidents. The cancellation sends a clear message proactively that measures of betting irregularities will be investigated pretty significantly. So that's number two. Number three, another kind of betting issue. Santa Anita Track in California locked in a legal fight over seized betting machines. The LA Turf Club sued the California Department of Justice and Attorney General for state officials who raided the track on January 17 and seized a set of gambling machines. The historic horse racing terminals allowed gamblers to pick the first three finishers of randomized past races, a format Kentucky has approved, but apparently not specifically California, and the lawyers are just beginning to figure this one out. Number three. Number four, Kansas thought we're home free with the Chiefs Stadium, but Wyandotte County still weighing how much to fund of the $3 billion commitment. The state said it would contribute $2.7 billion through bonds, but the county not yet formally committed how much they would match. The $2.7 billion on the table. In decades of back and forth, the deal looks like it's done, but boy, the touchdown into the red zone, you just never know. That's number four. And then number five, Savannah Bananas. The report that they've done with the Fans First report indicates Operation playing 113 shows last year, 2.2 million tickets, 91% redemption rate, 1.97 million merchandise items. Television games average more than 500,000 viewers, peaking at 837 for their July 4 show at Fenway. Competitive structure expanding with the Logo Beach Coconuts, the Indianapolis Clowns, Jesse Cole's Fan First Entertainment, off the charts. We interviewed him last year. It's even bigger this year. Sports Professor Rick Horrow, that's your five to watch. I'd like to thank Khaled Kazire for helping us put this together. Waiting for Super Bowl, waiting for other issues. $2.6 trillion business of sports, according to the Davos Economic Conference. So I'm doubling the numbers in my book, released only 7 years ago, and got to go with the flow. Sports Professor Rick Horrow, speak with you soon.